Hi, I'm Ocean, and I'm 72 years old. 3 months ago, I buried my wife Margaret after 45 years of marriage. I thought the hardest part of my life was behind me. I had no idea what was coming. The day after the funeral, my son Derek showed up at my house with his wife Vanessa. "Dad, we need to talk about your situation," Derek said, sitting across from me in my living room. "What situation?" I asked, confused. "You're alone now. This house is too big for you. Mom handled everything. The bills, the cooking, the finances. You can't manage on your own." "Derek, I'm grieving, not incapable." Vanessa leaned forward with fake concern. "Ocean, be realistic. You're 72. You need help." "I appreciate your concern, but we've already looked into assisted living facilities," Derek interrupted. "Nice places. You'd have people around, activities, meals prepared." My chest tightened. "I'm not leaving my home." "Dad, your good life is over," Derek said coldly. "Mom's gone. This house, her life insurance, her savings. You need someone to manage it all. Sign power of attorney over to me. I'll handle everything." "Absolutely not." "Dad, I'm trying to help you." His voice rose sharply. "You're going to lose everything if you don't let me step in. You'll forget to pay bills. You'll get confused. You'll make mistakes." "I've been managing our finances for 20 years, Derek. Your mother handled the household. I handled the money." "That's not what I heard. Mom told me she did everything." "That's a lie." "Is it? Or are you already forgetting things?" Derek pressed. "I said no. Now please leave. I need to rest." Derek stood up, his jaw clenched tight. "Fine, but when you can't pay your bills and lose this house, don't come crying to me." After they left, I sat alone in silence. Something felt terribly wrong. My son had never spoken to me this way before. The next morning, my daughter Riley called from Boston. "Dad, Derek called me. He said you're refusing help and acting irrationally." "Riley, I'm fine. He wants me to sign over power of attorney." "What? Dad, don't sign anything. That's not about helping you. That's about control." "I know, sweetheart, but why would he do this?" "Mom's life insurance was $500,000, Dad. This house is paid off and worth $800,000. Her investment accounts have another $300,000. Derek knows exactly what you're worth." My blood ran cold. "He's after the money." "I think so. Promise me you won't sign anything without talking to me first." "I promise." Over the next week, Derek visited daily with new pressure tactics. "Dad, I spoke with the bank. They said you missed a mortgage payment." "This house is paid off, Derek." "Are you sure? See, this is what I'm talking about. You're confused. Sign the papers and I'll straighten everything out." "Get out of my house." "Dad, I'm your son. I'm trying to save you from yourself." "No, you're trying to steal from me. Leave, now." His mask slipped for just a moment. Pure rage flashed across his face before he regained composure. "You'll regret this," he said quietly, then walked out. That's when I knew I needed help. I called Riley immediately after Derek left. "He just threatened me," I told her, my voice shaking. Not directly, but the message was crystal clear. "Dad, we need to act fast. I know a lawyer, Patricia Chen. She handles elder abuse cases. I'm flying out tomorrow." "Elder abuse? That's what this is?" "Financial exploitation of elderly parents. Yes, Dad, that's exactly what this is, and it's a crime." 2 days later, I sat in Patricia Chen's downtown office with Riley beside me. "Mr. Ocean, tell me everything from the beginning," Patricia said, pen poised over her notepad. I explained Derek's daily visits, the constant pressure to sign power of attorney, the lies about missed mortgage payments. "Has he accessed any of your accounts?" Patricia asked sharply. "I don't think so. I haven't given him any account information or passwords." "Check anyway. Riley, help your father request statements from every bank and investment account. I want to see all activity from the past 6 months, maybe longer." "What are you thinking?" I asked nervously. "I'm thinking your son started planning this before your wife passed away. People like Derek don't suddenly become opportunistic. They've been waiting and watching." Riley gasped suddenly. "Oh my God, Dad, remember when Derek visited Mom in the hospital? He insisted on being alone with her for over an hour." "So? So what if he got her to sign something while she was heavily medicated? He could have forged your signature later on whatever documents he needed." Patricia leaned forward intently. "We need to investigate immediately. I'm also recommending you hire a private investigator, Marcus Webb. He specializes in financial fraud and elder exploitation cases." "How much will this cost?" I asked. "Don't worry about that now. Your assets are worth protecting and Marcus is the best." Within 3 days, Marcus was sitting in my living room with a laptop and stacks of documents. "Ocean, I've been through your accounts. Your son attempted to access your wife's investment account 2 weeks after she died," Marcus said grimly. "Attempted?" "The bank flagged it as suspicious because he couldn't provide proper authentication answers, but he tried. He also called your insurance company pretending to be you, trying to redirect the payout to his account." Riley grabbed my hand tightly. Dad, this is so much worse than we thought. It gets worse, Marcus continued. I found a forged power of attorney document filed with the county clerk's office. Your signature, your wife's signature, both completely fake. How is that even possible? He's been planning this for months, possibly longer. I also found evidence he took out a credit card in your name. You're currently $40,000 in debt that you didn't authorize. My head spun. My own son would do this. Ocean, I need you to stay focused, Marcus said. Did Derek ever ask you for personal information, social security number, passwords? He asked for my social security number last year, said he needed it for some family medical history form. That's how he did it. He's had your information for over a year. Patricia spoke up firmly. Ocean, we have enough evidence for multiple fraud charges, but I want to catch him red-handed with irrefutable proof. Can you arrange one more meeting with Derek? What do you have in mind? Wear a wire, get him to admit everything on tape, then we go straight to the police with evidence they can't ignore. I called Derek the next morning, keeping my voice weak and defeated. Son, I've been thinking. Maybe you're right. I'm really struggling here. Can you come over today? I want to discuss the power of attorney. Dad, of course! I'm so glad you finally came to your senses. I'll be there in an hour with the papers. Marcus fitted me with a recording device hidden under my shirt, while Patricia and Riley waited in the garage, listening. Derek arrived exactly on time with Vanessa and a thick folder of official-looking documents. Dad, I'm so glad you're being reasonable about this, he said, spreading papers across my kitchen table eagerly. Before I sign anything, I need to understand something. Why are you really doing this, Derek? I told you already to help you manage things. Derek, be completely honest with me. Is this about the money? He hesitated briefly, then laughed. Dad, of course it's about the money. You're sitting on over $1 million in assets. You don't need it all at your age. So, you want my money? We deserve it, Dad. Vanessa and I have struggled for years. We've got crushing debt, medical bills, credit card payments. You're just going to sit in this house alone until you die anyway. Why not let us have it now when we can actually use it? What about Riley? Doesn't she deserve anything? Riley's got her own career and money. She doesn't need yours. Look, just sign the papers. I'll put you in a decent nursing home. You'll be taken care of. 3 meals a day, activities. And you'll sell my house. Well, yeah, obviously. And liquidate the investment accounts. Mom would have wanted me to have security. She told me so in the hospital. Your mother would be absolutely horrified by what you're doing. Mom was weak. She babied you your whole marriage. I'm doing what needs to be done for our family's future. I stood up slowly. You're right about one thing, Derek. Something definitely needs to be done. I walked to the garage door and opened it wide. Patricia, Riley, and Marcus walked in, followed by 2 police detectives. Derek Mason, I'm Detective Sarah Reeves. You're under arrest for attempted financial exploitation of an elderly person, forgery, identity theft, and multiple counts of fraud. Derek's face went completely white. Dad, what did you do? What the hell did you do? What I should have done the first day you threatened me. I protected myself and got you on tape. You can't do this. I'm your son, your only son. You're a thief, and everything you just said was recorded perfectly. Detective Reeves handcuffed him while reading his Miranda rights clearly. Vanessa started crying hysterically. Ocean, please! We didn't mean any harm. We were just trying to help. Derek said you wanted this. That's another lie. You both knew exactly what you were doing. Please don't do this to us. We have children. Then you should have thought about them before committing felonies, Detective Reeves said. Don't, I said coldly to Vanessa. You stood right here and helped him try to rob me. Get out of my house immediately. As they led Derek toward the police car, he shouted back desperately, You'll regret this. When you're alone and dying, you'll regret this. I'm your only son. No, I said firmly. I have one child, Riley. You're absolutely nothing to me now. 2 weeks later, I sat in Patricia's office with Riley for the final settlement conference and case update. Ocean, the district attorney's office has completed their full investigation, Patricia said, reviewing documents. Derek's been formally charged with 8 separate felonies. The credit card fraud alone carries up to 5 years. What about everything he actually stole? Riley asked. The $40,000 in fraudulent debt has been completely erased from Ocean's credit. The insurance company is conducting their own investigation into his attempt to redirect funds illegally. He'll have to pay full restitution for all legal fees, investigative costs, and damages. Is there any chance he'll try to contact Dad again? We've secured a comprehensive 5-year restraining order. Derek cannot come within 500 feet of Ocean, cannot attempt any contact whatsoever. No calls, letters, emails, nothing. Detective Reeves joined us via video conference. Ocean, I wanted to update you personally on the case. Derek's wife, Vanessa, turned state's witness. She provided detailed evidence that Derek began planning this entire scheme 6 months before your wife even passed away. He was literally waiting for her to die. My hands shook with anger. Riley squeezed them gently. What kind of prison sentence is he realistically looking at? I asked. With Vanessa's testimony, the recorded confession, and the financial evidence, the DA is extremely confident about conviction. He's looking at 7 to 10 years in state prison, possibly more. Good, I said firmly without hesitation. Patricia smiled warmly. Ocean, you did absolutely everything right. You recognized the manipulation tactics, you reached out for professional help immediately, and you gathered irrefutable evidence. You literally saved yourself. I had help. Riley, if you hadn't warned me about the money, Dad, that's what family does. Real family protects each other. A week later, Derek's defense lawyer called Patricia with a plea deal offer. My client desperately wants to apologize to his father. He's willing to plead guilty to reduce charges if Ocean will write a letter to the judge asking for leniency and mercy. Patricia put him on speaker in my living room. Tell your client the answer is absolutely no, I said, clearly and firmly. Derek made his choices. He looked his grieving father directly in the eye and tried to steal everything his mother and I built together over 45 years of marriage. He can face the full consequences. Mr. Ocean, he's still your son. He made a terrible mistake. A mistake is forgetting someone's birthday or being late to dinner. This was calculated, premeditated theft and elder abuse. The answer is no, and it will always be no. The lawyer sighed heavily. I'll inform my client of your decision. 3 months later, Riley and I sat in the courtroom for Derek's final sentencing hearing. The judge looked down sternly at Derek. Mr. Mason, you exploited your father's grief and vulnerability for pure financial gain. You forged legal documents, committed identity theft, and attempted to defraud multiple financial institutions. This court sentences you to 8 years in state prison without possibility of early parole. Derek turned to look at me, tears streaming down his face desperately. Dad, please. I'm so sorry. I'm so incredibly sorry. Please forgive me. I'll do anything. I stood up calmly and walked out of the courtroom without saying a single word. Outside, Riley hugged me tightly. Dad, are you okay? I am. For the first time since your mother died, I actually am okay. He'll probably try to contact you from prison eventually. Let him try. I've changed my phone number, updated my will completely, and moved on with my life. He's not my son anymore. I'm so proud of you, Dad. Mom would be too. Your mother always said, Ocean, you're stronger than you think you are. She was absolutely right. Marcus met us at my favorite Italian restaurant to celebrate the victory. Ocean, I've worked hundreds of financial exploitation cases in my career, he said. Most victims are too ashamed or scared to fight back effectively. You fought back hard and you won completely. Patricia raised her glass high. To Ocean, a man who absolutely refused to be a victim. We all toasted, and I felt something I hadn't felt in months, genuine peace. You know what the hardest part was? I said thoughtfully. Accepting that my own son was willing to completely destroy me for money, that the person I raised and loved could be that cruel. That's entirely on him, not you, Riley said firmly. You and Mom were wonderful parents. Derek made his own evil choices. And now he'll live with those consequences for 8 years. Dad, you saved other elderly people too, Riley added. Derek would have done this to someone else if you hadn't stopped him. That's true, Patricia agreed. Men like Derek are serial predators. They target vulnerable people repeatedly. Then I'm glad I stopped him, I said. Have you ever had someone you trusted completely try to take advantage of you during your most vulnerable moment? Would you have had the strength to fight back? Or would fear and shame have kept you silent? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.